1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
All right, calm down. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and so yeah, I do have it more often than I can count.
I mean, it almost sounds a bit stressful. You say at some point, all the thoughts and fears and everything else comes rushing into your mind.
Oh yeah,
and you think, oh, do you then think, oh, what's happened to me? Because it does sound like a semi-conscious, trance-like state, doesn't it?
It does.
So does that worry you? Is it a negative experience?
No, it's very relaxing actually.
Is it?
It's very, very relaxing.
Do you know you're in it at the time, or is it only when you think afterwards?
No, you don't. I'll speak for myself. No, I don't. I don't know I'm in it at the time. So it's only when I come out of it that I then know that I've gone into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I come out.
But it does. But you say it's relaxing. But if you're not aware of it at the time, then it's only. Are you saying it's only when you realise you've been in that meditative state?
Yeah.
Does that when you feel that you've been relaxing? Because if you can't feel it when you're semi-conscious or meditative, how can you say it's relaxing?
It's relaxing because when I come out of it,
right,
I get all these thoughts coming through. Yeah. Say for instance, if I've got an appointment for 9 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up about 7 o'clock for some reason, obviously, one of the main reasons would be to get myself prepared to then be there for 9 o'clock. Now, I can have a period of half an hour where, I don't think about the appointment. I don't think about whether I've had a good night's sleep or not. I don't think about who's around me. I don't think nothing. And then I come out of it. And as soon as I come out of it, I'm conscious of the time. I'm conscious of what I've got to do. I'm conscious of what I've got to have for breakfast before leaving. I'm conscious of how long I'm going to be out for the day. What have I got to take with me? What have I got to do in preparation for, what could come up during the day, whatever I've not planned. Have I got any other appointment that I've forgotten to include in my schedule for the day? So all those things start flooding in. And if I've got any other worries as well, it just starts flooding. And I'm thinking, right, hang on a minute, I've just got to get through the day. That's all I've got to do. That's it. All right, so get in the shower, do this, do that, get your clothes ready and make sure you leave the house at such time. So, anticipate for, delays in traffic or roadworks or whatever, So that's what I mean. But there's definitely that period where none of that matters to me. I just sat there, it's like I snap myself out of it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how that happens, but it does happen.
Does it happen at the same sort of time of the day? Is it usually in the morning, or can it happen any time?
Yeah, it does. It does happen quite a lot in the morning. And if I've had a really tedious day, then it happens as well. So if I've had a really, really busy day and I've just come back, and sometimes I'll sit down and say, for instance, my suit, my shoes, and I'll just sit down there and I'm still wearing all these things for like half an hour, and I'll go, hang on a minute, I've got to get comfortable. And then I start thinking, okay, all right, so I've got to take this one out, hang it. I take my shoes off, take this off. Right, okay, I'm hungry, so stuff like that. But there's definitely that period where
The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Custis. And fund the aim of everything Custis.
to get comfortable. And then I start thinking, okay, all right, so I'm going to take this one out, I take my shoes off, take this off. Right, okay, oh, I'm hungry, so stuff like that. But there's definitely that period where I just think nothing. Unless, of course, if your phone rings, then the noise out there, or someone in the house says something, and then you go, oh, someone's talking to me, But there's definitely that period where nothing matters.
I mean, I have noticed quite a few times, Cuz, that on these podcasts I'm talking to you and you seem to be away with the fairies. You don't answer my questions. I have to ask you about 4 or 5 times, and you just stare with a smile on your face as if you're in, on cloud 9 or something. So it clearly affects you on these podcasts, which is why I have to prepare a lot of spare stuff in case you go off into one of these trances of yours.
I'm actually laughing at you.
You think I'm joking?
Yeah, I know you're joking, because half of the time I'm trying to digest what you're saying and just thinking, how does this apply to, or if there's something that, I don't necessarily agree with, and I think, right, no, I don't agree with that. But why don't I agree with it? So I'm constantly digesting it and thinking, like when you was talking about the multitasking today, and I thought, my mom, she's an exception to you, know. And then I thought about, and it's not actually one of my girlfriends that said that to me. Actually, I've had like an online sort of friendship, whether she wanted it to be a relationship or not, I don't know, but we were friends for quite a long time. And she'd call me every day, just to say, hello, how you doing? What's your plan for today? That sort of thing. Sort of what you called a pen pal back in the days. And sometimes she'd call me on video, and I'll be there and I'll just be listening to her. And she finishes talking, and then she'll go, what's on your mind? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? And I'm actually thinking nothing. And I'll say to her, listen, I am not actually thinking anything. And she says, it's impossible. And I'll say to her, my ex used to say that to me. Yeah. I must have special powers.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why somebody would say it's impossible, because I would say of myself, I mean, occasionally, I can't say I've tried meditation seriously, but it can be. Meditation is a known antidote to stress. I mean, if you're feeling very stressed and so on, it's good just to sort of sit or even lay down quietly and to try and empty your mind. And I think, I mean, I've tried it quite a few times, and you do get better at it. You can get to a point, a state where you think, not where you think, but where you don't think, where you're not really thinking anything. And what I find is, in trying to get to that state, I have to really physically relax as well, because you want to drive away any thought coming in, which is almost saying, are you still thinking of something? It's almost like a different part of your personality. And you think, I don't want to be questioning, am I succeeding in banishing all thoughts? And I kind of, when occasionally I do that, if I'm feeling a bit wound up, it kind of works. But for me, never entirely, I have to say. There's always a little thought creeping in somewhere, which I want to swat it away. So I can understand anybody saying it's impossible, because they perhaps have never been able to. I mean, I don't think I've experienced what you have or what you do, where I suddenly realise I've not been thinking anything. I mean, I might, you might, if you kind of doze occasionally, if you're very tired and the TV is on or whatever, and you can suddenly find yourself, your eyes are closed, and you suddenly realise you're kind of dozing. And actually, that I've long since thought that's one of the most beautiful states to be in. It's even better than being in bed, really comfortable and all that.
Fund the aim of everything customers, and fund the aim